Greetings and gratitude to all light forms and life workers who have found this Q&A on the runes. Hello, thank you for finding me. Stefany, thank you for showing up. Your presence has been greatly missed. I'm doing quite well. So, Stefany, since you have last shown up on this stream, I have received a special gift, special system of divination I really enjoy, and I would like to answer any questions about runes. Someone made me a custom rune set to my exact specifications, which is a very difficult thing to do, and I will explain a little bit more about that if anyone asks. So I got paper, I got wood, and I got the new resin with garnet, stone, and beautiful lavender inside each. So the mix of realities there, the 5 elements in the runes, because they're painted as well. So I'm not doing any rune readings for anybody right now. I just want to answer any questions if you have any. Everybody keep asking, and just any questions about the runes I will answer, but if you want a reading, I will go live later on today to provide that type of service. I hope you've been well, Stefany. So we have 25 runes. Normally, I generally like to use the 24 rune system, but the 25th rune is the weird rune, WYRD, which means the reality you create for yourself, the kind of jack of all trades. It's blank, meaning it can be everything and nothing at the same time. And generally, the Vikings did not understand or use that concept as readily as we might think they did. And it's still a powerful thing to be used. In some systems, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Fit for Life, I don't forget about you, bro. I know I was waiting for you to show back up. Do you have any questions about the runes? I'm quite well. The runes are making it even better. Good morning, good morning. I find much love in the runes. I love it so very much. I really fully can't explain it. It's why I created this YouTube channel in the first place. So there's a lot of energies of the runes, and I really started my process Fit for Life when I found the runes. I was reading about ancient cultures and ancient Celtic cultures, and I found the Elder Food Arc system, and I wanted it so badly. So then I went to a Viking festival in California, and at the Viking festival, I met this man who was selling all kinds of things, and he said he made these runes himself. Told me how he made them, the rituals he did, all the things he did ceremonially to honor these runes in the way that of his custom as being a Viking, as close as he can using modern tech and other stuff. Like he used a wood burner when they didn't have that back then, but he did the best he could to put his energies in it, and he told me all of these things that he did, and I had it for about a year of study before I started giving readings. And I'm still studying. I don't have it perfectly memorized. I still have more and more things I need to learn. Some things I do forget. It's a very deep and complex system, and it's not something that you just master overnight, Fit for Life, but I've been loving it for a long time. So I would say that was about 4 years now I've been working with runes, Fit for Life. So about 4 years. Stefany, is this a better time of the day for you? Ever since then, Fit for Life, I've been using rune magic pretty consistently on a daily basis as a huge part of my practice. And as my main form of sigil magic is rune magic. So I don't do other type of sigilry that other mages do. My sigilry is either based in Ogum, hieroglyphics, or runes. Treebeard, I would say my favorite rune is most likely the mankind. I'm not going to do the names. I'm not the best with the names yet. It's still part of my study practice. It's the mastery pronunciation of the names. Know that by you asking this, Treebeard, all people are connected. All humans are unique. We all find a way to tap in to the joy of others. Everyone has a different joy, has a different reality. They have their own unique aspect of being. When we can live and see this aspect, it changes everything. And it's connectivity, it's listening, it's understanding. It's so much more than what we really just think about at first glance. And I love all the runes, Treebeard, and that's a hard question that you just asked me. I don't know the exact answer to your question, but I gave you the best one I could. Okay. So I have friends who do a lot of different things with runes. So if you ask questions, I'll tell you what I know. To the best of my knowledge only, not from what other people have done. I'll only tell you from my first hand. So this is a garnet crystal, a piece of lavender inside resin. Thank you, Divine Lioness, known as Divya J. Do you have any questions about runes? Rune magic, rune poetry, rune literature of any kind? I would answer to the best of my own experience. Thank you for being here, everyone else. You are all loved, and big cosmic hug if you are finding this transmission. Cosmic love to each and individual. Same vibrations. So Stefany and everyone else, this rune set was made by a friend of mine. She did some magic over it. She put intention. She chose the exact crystals. She chose the exact pieces of lavender. I just gave a general thing. I was like lavender, garnet color and garnet crystal, and one 4-leaf clover, and she got it, and it's great. Here's your message, Divya J. Um, let me take a breath. Here we go. I'm being told to remind you to roar. To not roar all the time, but to incorporate the roar a little bit into your momentary speech. To each second, just add a little bit of diaphragmic, a little bit of lower vibrational stomach, barely speaking, speak from the chest. And when you speak from your center, that voice comes out and people hear that roar of your lioness. Sometimes you only need to do it once. And when you just rise in frequency, when you rise in volume, it gets a rise out of the people who hear it. Generally, it makes them leave or be aware that you are not a force to mess with, that you are a powerful entity and that they should not continue whatever they're doing. So look inside yourself, Divya J, and perfect your perfect feline roar. Yes, Stefany. I asked for very special, specific instructions on producing this rune set, and I love it very much. And I'm not giving readings with this one at this time, but I'm willing to talk about the runes and show it off and how much I respect it. This is an anonymous viewer of my YouTube channel. She wishes to be anonymous, so we'll keep it that way. How come I am so cool, Lion? Because I was not cool for a long time, J.O. I was very awkward for a long, long time. Took a lot of work to get this way. J.O., the runes helped a lot. Rune magic helped me be a. I was very extroverted. You would never see me on any broadcast service in any way, doing anything. So, the answer to your question is through practice, study, and understanding of runic magic, I became more outgoing, which you call that cool. But to me, it is just being outgoing because normally I'm very ingoing. And what's going on inside? Right now, not very much because it's morning time. J.O., good morning. Divya J, do you have any questions about the question that is not asked? Take a few breaths here. Thank you. It took a while to get those cool points. It did not happen immediately. J.O. Okay. Do you have any questions about runes that you find fascinating? Okay. Please repeat. Okay. How is the audio now, Divya J? If you have any questions about runes, please ask. I am happy and willing to answer to the best of my ability anything you've ever wanted. Are we still buffering? Let me know. I'm doing my best to fix the internet issues as much as possible. Okay, thank you. So Stefany and Divya J, you normally don't have your pictures on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. They look like Facebook pictures. So it's good you like have faces now, not abstract images. I like the abstract images, but see, before I could have said you were just an alien, and now people see you and be like, "Oh, hey, I know who that is. That's a person." That's definitely not an alien, but guess what? You may actually be one, Divya J. Don't tell anyone if you are. Keep it secret. The humans aren't supposed to know that stuff. Some people think the runes were given to humans by the aliens because they were given to the humans by Odin. Multiple rune rituals. It depends on what I'm trying to do, Stefany. So I can do a rune ritual in which I write it down. So I light a candle, some incense, put some runic music on. I can do some rituals in which I use moon or sunlight to enrich or charge the runes and immediately after give readings based on them. I've done a few other types of rituals. It's just every person has their own way, and if you kind of study it, you see there's a lot of different rituals, Stefany. And well, don't do it for me, Divya J. Do it for you. Do it for you. Don't do nothing for anyone else. Do it because you think it's rad. If you think it's rad, then go for it. If someone else says you should totally do that, don't do it. Don't do it at all. If you're like, yeah, that's what I really want to do. Why? Because I want to do it. Then you should do it. If you're doing it because why? Because that person told me to do it, probably shouldn't do it, Divya J. Well, you have faces, so thank you for your faces. So I do quite a few rituals, Stefany, and I'm constantly learning and developing more and just spending more time with the system. And it's really effective. It's very effective in a lot of life-changing ways working with runes. So, to the 5 people watching, do you prefer my video titles to have random strings of numbers in the titles, or do you not? Does that bother you, or do you just not care, or are you intrigued? No one ever asked me. I never had one single person be like, "Hey, yo, Lion, why do you have random strings of numbers in your videos?" If someone did, I would tell them the exact reason why I have random strings of numbers, but no one ever has. So I'm asking you, what's your opinion on the numbers? I haven't been doing it for a while, and I feel like it's the reason why you show back you, Divya J and Stefany, you haven't been here because I haven't been putting random strings of numbers on the videos. I don't know if those two things are correlated, but to me personally, I see a connection. I really do. Yeah, I don't know about that random, but I understand, Stefany. The numbers. I like the random string of numbers. They're not random and they're all deliberate. To you, it looks like a random stream of numbers. To me, it's a secret coded message that no one has ever deciphered. So until someone shows up, be like, "Yo, Lion, I got your coded message on this video," it will be a totally different thing. Stefany, you say you were disconnected. I say I was not putting enough random strings of numbers in my videos. Either way, it's probably accurate 50% of the time. And the other 50% is not accurate at all. It's just which one are we trying to perceive? So thank you for sharing that. And your busy, busy, busy life is beautiful. And it's part of the runes. It's literally like it's an aspect of reality that every person at some point will have to face. And it's just momentum. It's building up, doing things, rolling with the punches, the movement, the flow, the spin of things, Stefany. You're doing it in your own way. And this is why you haven't been able to find these broadcasts. These broadcasts are here. And if you watch any of these previous broadcasts, there are messages for you, Stefany, and you, Divya J. They're not your special messages that are meant just for you, but they're messages meant for everybody, including you. So there are things in all my broadcasts. Seven people. Ask your questions. Now is your time. Have you ever thought to yourself, what are these runes? Why do people use them? Why don't more people use them? Can I use them? Any of these questions, now is your time to ask. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Divya J, what do you prefer? Rune, water, charms, tarot, or intuitive? So if you miss my live streams, you can always watch my previous recordings. There are always secret messages for those who rewatch. Those now or in the future. Thank you, Stefany. My broadcasts are not for you humans. You humans like my broadcasts, and it's cool that you're watching them, 5 people. But these broadcasts are mainly intended for people 10,000 years in the future. So This is my project of my legacy project. So those now are in the future. I'm not going to answer your telepathic questions right now because I can sense them, and I have quite a few of them. But I'll let the humans ask their questions, and then if no humans ask their questions, I might do one or two telepathic questions. People in the future, I get your telepathic chat. So Stefany J, you're doing the human chat. There's also a telepathic chat constantly going off in my brain. And I do my best to kind of keep it on the DL, but it's been happening more and more recently that they're coming in loud. What has that one thing about runes that just confused you, fascinated you, inspired you, did anything to you? Ask about it. And I will answer to the best of my ability right here. So you say you like the intuitive messages. Okay, Stefany, one question from someone in the future is, Lion, why do the runes come up similarly to me in readings? Meaning that I have done over 100 readings, Lion, and the same runes have shown up 90 times for some runes or up to 5 times for other runes. And why is there a disparate amount of probability towards some runes when I'm reading, and that is different for when my neighbors and friends and family do their readings? Lion. Okay, so the reason that this is happening, person in the future, is because you have your own ability to affect probability. So the energies that you understand the most, that you can transmit and translate the most, generally come up more often because the universe, the causality says, okay, this person knows what this means. This person understands this, so we want to keep giving it. And then they throw in the other ones less often because there's 24 or 25, depends on what you're using. The more that you connect to it in your own way, see the probability. So if for me, I see that joy comes up very often, and I get joy very frequently in readings. So that reminds me to be more joyous. That joy is a very important message for me, the reader. You may do this differently, person in the future, but the way you do it is very exciting to you. Then keep going. If it doesn't intrigue you, doesn't if light any fires inside, then you might not want to do that string of investigation. So every person, I think, has a unique rune that they're just associated with. I don't know if this is zodiac based. I don't know if this is based off of fate or destiny or weird reality creation based on mentalism that is beyond mental thought. Like, I don't completely fathom it, but I know that one, the runes are magic. Two, the runes are going to outlive everybody. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. 10 million years after you're dead, no one's going to really be acknowledging a lot of things, but any rune related thing is probably going to exist because the runes are such an ancient primal thing that people just are fascinated about it and probably will always be. And it's always going to have the magic that it had with me. The first time I saw it, I was like, dang, in some past or future life, I'm working heavily with these system of runes. They're just geometric straight lines, but I don't really understand them, but I love them so very much. Why do I love them? And people in the future, that's how you can find your students. If someone comes to you saying, I don't know the runes. I don't know anything about them, but I know I love them deeply and profoundly. That's the person you want to teach. Someone shows up, says, hey, I know all these things about the runes and I just want to get better. They can find another teacher, I say. That's me personally. Because a lot of people, they just want to improve for the sake of improvement, and they don't understand what comes along with that improvement. And I don't let it deprove me, if you know what I mean. So I say thank you, everybody. Winding it down here. Do you have any other questions, kind and awesome audience? Also, here's my question for you, 5 people. What is your opinion about the 7:30 broadcast? I'm trying to decide what's a good time. 6:30, 7:30 California Pacific Standard Time is an experiment. I have different audiences in the morning than I do at night. So, what do you think, people? That's my question for you. Question from person in the future. Okay. You ask, why do some humans not use the weird rune and others do? What is the difference between the 25th system and the 24 rune system? I say the main difference is the 25th system has more free will component. So when this rune shows up, at least for me in my readings, it means that the free will of the person involved, the magical ability of creation that this person is harnessing, it supersedes the runes. And the rune cannot give me a clear answer because some person's will or destiny is making it happen. Sugar flower, I'm not doing readings at this time. I'm at answering questions. I do plan on doing readings later on tonight. Do you have any questions about the runes? Any Q&A style information that you would like me to provide? So 6 people. I'm going to end this broadcast pretty soon unless I get any other questions about runes. Anything about the runes, I will answer to the best of my abilities. One thing I recommend is getting a dice that is dry erase. You get a dry erase dice, and you can write the runes on write your 6 runes on the dice, roll them. If you don't have a set of runes, no. I've received that at the very beginning, Timothy, but I have not received that recently. So, but the thing was, when it wasn't the fact I got it wrong, it's it's more so timing. That's what I learned. So people wanted dates with the runes. Timothy, they were asking me, what, give me a date. When is it going to happen on this day? And I would do the best of my ability. And then I later found out that just doesn't work with the runes. The way that I do rune readings, I don't want to give anyone any timelines, because to me the runes don't apply to time. Linear time has nothing to do with these magical symbols. So for me personally, that's the only issue I ever came up with, was giving timelines and time periods. How do I respond to them? I just say, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate the feedback. I respect the fact you have the courage to tell me, and I will give you a free reading in another system that you would like, that I have a different proficiency. So that's the best that I can do. But never on a live stream, Timothy. I never had someone showed up and said, hey, your live reading was bunk. Never had that. But only at the very beginning with runes. I have the opposite, Timothy. I have many people come back to me weeks and months later and they say, how the hell were you so accurate? Like, how did you know about these things? And I was like, I just did. That's what I read. I was there. Stefany, here's the origin story of the runes. The god Odin, after giving up his eye for wisdom, wanted even more wisdom. He went to Yggdrasil, the world tree, the tree of the universe. He hanged himself, starved. For some stories it's 9, some stories it's 7, some stories it's 11 days until he dies, nearly dies. At the brink of death, he looks down at the ground and he sees branches from Yggdrasil in different shapes, 24 different shapes to be exact. He saves it in his mind with his automatic knowing, and then the rope breaks. He falls, and at near death, he uses the runes then to create the 9 realms, to create the universe, to make all the laws of cosmic creation. He fixes all of his wounds. He heals himself. He feeds himself. He becomes the ruler of the reality because he masters these 24 magic symbols. Then he gives them to humans over time. That is the most common origin story of the runes from the Nordic myths. That is up to you, J-Yo. The best materials are generally made out of a lot of things, but this is my principle. This is probably my one time to kind of talk about this, J-Yo. I believe it's not good personally to use mass-produced runes, meaning any runes that were not made by an artisan. So these ones were made by an artisan. I talked to him. I paid him. He showed me that he made it from his backyard. He showed me pictures of the whole process. I know that this artisan put his time and energy into these runes, so it's pure runic magic. J-Yo, I took cards, I made them, I wrote on them, and I turned them into runes. I still use them every day. It's a very powerful way that anyone can make their own set of runes. These ones are made out of resin with different magical material inside the resin, made by a close friend of mine. This amplifies the magic and is very powerful. That is one of the older ways that runes were used, yes. That is a historical way, J-Yo, but you need to be the one to do it. Don't let someone else make a set of human bone runes and give it to you, because that's illegal and messed up. If you have access to your own human bones and you feel ethically able and willing to do that type of magic, then carving runes into bones, that's fine. But you got to understand that that's some grim stuff, and Odin will definitely be aware of you very quickly. He's aware of anyone who uses it, but especially you if you're doing that. So intention is important, safety is important. Cast circles, do saging, do whatever you need to do, J-Yo, if you feel like you want to. When someone says, hey, yo, I got this runes made of human bones, you should not engage. So I'm going to end this broadcast there. Good questions. Thank you, everybody. Oh, mysterious friends, I say keep questioning, and I look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast.